19th of January, I believe. Quick date check. No, it's the 18th. Today is the 18th of January and it's Wednesday. And I have now been up for pushing 17 hours, which is, you know, a longish day for me. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning to leave. Becky used to get up to Lincoln for my 9 o'clock workshop seminar-y thing. It was this weird one that media production students have that it's not quite a seminar, but it's not a workshop because it's not really practical, but then it kind of is. And I was driving up for ages, like bombing out the motorway, and I was probably going to get here about 8:45, which would have been cutting it fine, but then suddenly a whole bunch of roads came out of nowhere that the sat-nav didn't know anything about, and then loads of roads were closed, so I ended up going around random back streets and all this stuff, and eventually I got to Lincoln for about 9:10, got into my seminar for like 25 past, 9:30, which is making pretty good time. The rest of my group didn't turn up, which is a bit annoying, but you know, they were like out the previous night, so it's acceptable, because Wella's probably watching this right now. Alright, Wella. And we're going to have a meeting tomorrow and discuss some shiznay about our film. Yeah, I did not appreciate being up at 5 in the morning. It proper sucked. Like, I had to stop for petrol and I had to get Red Bull and crisps and Snickers to eat on the way, and it was like just about sun up by the time I got into the county of Lincolnshire. Yeah, the rehearsal went really well. I know I mentioned it in a previous video, but I didn't really have enough time to, like, didn't really have my head straight in that, because I was doing a direct upload, but I was filming it, so it was like, I could have edited it, but I was treating it like it was a direct upload, so I wasn't pausing to think of my thoughts. I was just rambling, thinking that I couldn't edit it, when in editing, I realised I could. Yeah, it went really well. I was randomly told that I wasn't an usher, because I was filming it, but then suddenly I was again, but then I'm not. And now I'm reading something, which is quite cool, and I've read what I'm supposed to be reading, and it's a really beautiful piece, and I can't wait to read it, and I hope I do really well, because I don't want to, like, you know, ruin the day or anything. Yeah, so, going back to my day, I was up at 5 in the morning, drove up to Lincoln, got into my workshop thing for 9 o'clock, I went to this workshop, then went home for a little bit. I was going to have a sleep, but I didn't have enough time, because I suddenly found out that I had to be in a lecture, a surprise random compulsory lecture with some guest speaker about being a photographer in the industry, and so we all went there, and it was like one of those lectures that when they say compulsory in an email, you suddenly realise how many people are doing your course. Like, in the start of the year we had a compulsory lecture where the entire of the Jackson Lecture Theatre was full, and it was just like, oh, so this many people do media production, and then usually it's only like half full because the people that turn up. So yeah, and then we had this compulsory lecture, and this woman was called Liz Hindley, I think that was her name, and she chatted through like various photography subjects that she'd done. It seemed like a lot of stuff she'd got, I don't know, not through like opportunity, but like she was lucky where she was to get what happened and stuff. So like she randomly went to Italy partway through. I don't get all of these facts right, because the majority of the time I was googling where to get bulldogs, because I really want an English bulldog, because I think they're so cute. But yeah, it was quite interesting. And then I went back to, no, then I didn't go home in the end. I was going to go home because that lecture finished at 3 and I didn't have work till 4:30. But I was like, screw it, and it went on till about 3:30, and then I left there and I went to chill in the MHT, and I was listening to my music really loud and watching this new display that they have in the MHT building, where they display tweets to @Lincoln Media, and then I put one up to see if it would work, and then I put another one up about this work experience thing, which might work, I'm hoping, because I'm applying for work experience on Sherlock next series, and hopefully it's going to be really good. I really hope I get it, because that would just be awesome, because I watched the last episode and it was amazing. Oh my god, it makes up for the Hand of the Baskervilles one. I know everyone's like, oh, Hand of the Baskervilles was really good, like it was really like a good interpretation. I was like, I just didn't like it compared to all the other ones. Like, it was too, I don't know, it felt like they were just going the Indiana Jones route and taking like an alien approach to it, and I was just like, it's a bit off from what it usually is. I like gritty murder in the city rather than imaginary hallucinogenic drugs in the woods. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good episode, it just wasn't really Sherlocky. Speaking of Sherlock, Tom Rees-Kay, if you're watching this, you've got no excuse now. We've been waiting for about ages. And yeah, I really wanted to upload it because I really want to see the Sherlock thing, because he's really good at playing Sherlock, and I was Watson, but I wasn't very good because I was wearing trackies, but that's besides the point. But yeah, and so then I had work at 4:30 where I was ringing up people about applicant open days for 3.5 hours. It went really quick, which was good, and they gave us crisps, so you know, every cloud. And then I went over to Chris's when I got in about 8:30, and then signed my contract for my house, so I have a house now for next year. And I can't wait to move in. It's going to be awesome. And now I've got to sit and edit this and go to bed because I am pissing tired. I was going to say the effing tired there, but no. I realised I still couldn't find any of my clothes when I went back home. They're all lost in the washing is my house. And I also still can't find my flip cam. So no external vlogging, unfortunately, for me for the immediate future until I can find it. John, if you're watching this, please teach me how to find flip cams, because you seem to have lost and found yours more times and you're more successful. Well done for the daily vlogs as well, they're doing really well. I'm watching them quite avidly, is that the word? A lot, I'm watching them a lot. But yeah, that's about it from me today. I will see you tomorrow.